Now, we're going to have to do some live work here with the, I want to show you a couple of things. I want to go into the 2-year cycle of what's immediately happening. Well, I got to change the database, all right? Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go to sample. Let's give you sample. No. So let me just find it. Oh, here we are. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do a search on this. Click on here. I go into the search. We got our chart. And I want to set it, this is February. I'm just going to set it back to the beginning of the year. Just to, in fact, I'm going to go back. Well, usually I just go back a month, but I'm going to go back just to cover the holidays, just in case here. And then I already have a setup to do to calculate the planets Mars and out for 2 years. Any aspects they make to the inner planets. Mars, so it includes Mars, Jupiter. So we're seeing more immediate circumstances, how the energy is being done immediately. So we know that she's got Pluto opposing her ascendant, connected ascendant. We know Uranus is just about to square her sun, so they're not going to get more confident in the next, she's going to be more insecure, frustrated in this next month or two. And Saturn's coming on the descendant too. That's just, having a look, I can't keep living. The way she's lived for 15 years, it's changing to above, but she needs to have her functional capacity, needs some power, needs some interactions, needs some business to do. Can't just don't go hide away at home. It's not going to be enough. So we got a certain sense of that. Now let's look. I'll just mark it up as we're doing this. All right. Where are we here? No. Okay. Normally, okay. I usually will. Okay. PDF. We'll just print this up and we'll put 6 transits to NATO. Okay, here we go. Put this in here. So this is the report that the computer makes out, and it has all the information. But I want to go through this and mark this up so that we can highlight what's important in the next couple of months or over this next year or so to see more specifically what she's going through. And when you're doing a chart and you're working with someone, if they're seeing this and they're seeing the charts, they know you're not just making this up. They know you're, well, here's this, and they're talking about, you've got a certain respect and a place to start from. So I'm in a PDF program now, and I just want to highlight some things. Okay, so the first aspect, for December 30th, Pluto hit the ascendant. Yeah, Pluto opposed the ascendant. That's a major aspect. So that's certainly all of December and January. This is going on. We have that marked in, and that's just starting to come out of reach. And Mars was on the midheaven. Okay, let's just keep going on. Mars conjuncts the Moon, January. Next big thing. Mars is a little thing on this one, but let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it's April 8th. Uranus is going to square the sun. So really from the beginning of March into April, into May, she's going to feel insecure and restless. Things are falling away now. Then let's make another comment here. Mars goes into the 12th house in April until June. So I think she's expecting that when she retires, everything else is going to stay the same and she can be there more. But everybody's life is going their own way, and she's still got too many glorious things to do to be sitting back and think I'm going to retire. So I think she's being shaken out of a mold. Like right now, this is April, building up to April. I can't just keep doing this. I got to go out and do something. I got to get. I can't, it's going to force an issue to do that. Now, Mars conjuncts her Sun in July. So June, July, good energy. But until June, through May, April, and May, June, Mars is in the 12th house. It's going to be hard to start things, difficult to start a job. There'll be some delays or problems with that. It's not till you get to June that it starts, her energy starts to open up. She can get a lot of things done. Mars conjuncts with her energy's up. Let's go. It conjuncts things. I'm going ahead. Then I'm just going to go along here. Oh, that's a problem with it. Okay, let me just fix this. It's too many pages on here, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Okay, so this is okay, just following along here for the next major things. I don't think I just put Mars conjuncts and opposes the Sun on this. I don't normally put them in. Jupiter is not really causing bigger issues. So here's in heaven, November, December. Here we go. In December, Saturn opposes the ascendant. And, oh yeah. It's a funny thing when you're doing exact aspects. I want to show you something here. Okay, here's Saturn. Pluto went stationary direct at 2038. Her ascendant at 2032. So on 6 minutes before being exact, this is as good as an exact conjunction, but it's not going to show as an aspect on the chart. It shows on our 8-year graph. It doesn't show here. You have to put in the, if you have to allow for it and you have to be alert to this. So you're looking for that. It still came within the degree. It's still active. By October, Pluto's still, September, October, November, December, Pluto's still hitting the descendant. And then by December, Saturn comes up and joins it. And then by March 2020, Jupiter's opposing the descendant. This is the next big thing. And then Mars opposes the Sun, then Saturn opposes the Sun, and Saturn opposes the Sun, and just go for a little bit more. And Jupiter goes over to the descendant again. So it's almost like the Saturn and Pluto. Okay. So I'm rambling a bit, but I'm still trying to focus. We've done the main work, and we're tuning in a little more closely, but the Jupiter is going to hit the descendant and imply more people coming in or new understanding about relationships. This is by 2020. Then Mars opposes the Sun, a little frustration. Saturn opposes the Sun, I'm hemmed in. I can't keep going like this. That goes back and forth from April and May, June. With Saturn opposes the Sun. Then Jupiter hits the descendant again. It goes that in July and October, and she's seeing the new way of how she can align to the relationship and what she can do, what she can't do. So he may be making plans so that they're just going to be at home and be taking care of things, may travel a bit or whatever. And it's almost looks like it's too narrow for her. That's not what I'm thinking. Like I would be trying to express those thoughts to her in a session and then be getting the feedback, and then we could adjust it and go into this more realistically as we get past the theory into the reality of how it's actually happening, where her concerns are, and then it'll make sense to her. Then she'll be in touch with it. So this is the 2-year cycle I do, looking Mars, Jupiter, Saturn out to Pluto, and they ask the conjunction squares and oppositions they make to the angles, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. So the outer to the inner. Okay, while we're in this, so this is basically where we are, and this is the preparation for doing it. All this work that I'm doing here, that's really your prep work for going and talking to someone about the chart. You have to have this together and know these layers and how they're fitting, so you have a sense of it. I've made a caricature of this person. I get a sense of it. And if it were my kid, I'd be thinking it'd be like this. If it was my wife, I'd be thinking like this. And I look at these roles, and so I'm ready to look. I see her puzzle, and I'm saying, well, what are you doing this? How's this showing? And as I'm finding out, and she tells me, I can start saying, well, give my opinion. I mean, when you're doing consultation, this is all the work, is your prep work. When you're talking to someone, you're giving your opinion on how you think it's going to work and what might work for them, and how in the timings, they'll see, once she sees the timings, she'll know what this is, and then it just may take her a few years to get her confidence up strong enough to be a good enough astrologer, to go be the astrologer. I think that's what she's meant to be doing. And that will pull in new people, be able to speak at conferences, go places. It's an upscale thing that would work for her. But there's one more thing I want to show you, because okay, so close that. So we have the 8-year graph, and we're doing it, and we're calculating this using the ephemeris. This is easy, and that's how I got to this. But I still like to draw this chart because it really is useful. You don't have to remember all the calculations. You're not thinking in numbers. You're seeing the calendar dates, and you're seeing the clouds and the complexes that come in where they are, and it bypasses all the mental. It takes away a lot of the nerdy stuff, but it takes nerdy stuff to get it organized. But in your matrix search, they have a report. They have reports, and if we were going to take, where are we?